Alessio, ciao. Hallo.
Hi, Mitya. Yes, I'm arriving.
Yeah. We have prepared something spectacular.
Okay, I'll be there in a while.
Okay, see you.
Bye. And welcome, Mitya Barker.
Ciao Alessio, ciao.
Thank you so much. Thank you to opening this secret space with all these beautiful cars, the history of the Countach. And I want to start from the ending. I really appreciate the good strategy on creating really good hype about the new Countach, just unveiling little secrets, some details on the social, and then at the end, everything were mad about the new Countach. You did it.
Yes. Alessio, first of all, welcome here. I think this what we have here is something really special because the team was preparing all the Countaches. So we have the first one, the very first concept car, LP 500. So, you know, to talk in this environment is really spectacular. So,
special.
And special, very special. So good to have you. First of all, you know, for us, it was already clear last year when we saw each other online. I think it was already clear that we will have this 50th anniversary. So but actually we had a year ago during the Corona time, during the COVID time, we had the go for the project. Maybe we can speak after a little bit about this period. But of course, it's, you know, today the world is so, let's say, how can I say, full of news, no? So, you know, to really also do something new was, you know, we had a lot of, let's say, ideas. We wanted to have a video about the Countach, the model, and so on. And, but, you know, the best is if you can keep the secret, you know, at least until the day before, you know.
Sure.
But, you know, today there's always something sneaking out, yeah, but we could keep it really a secret.
Yeah. And you said that was a closing period, just a lockdown, but you can work even during the lockdown, just smart working with your team, with your beautiful team.
Yeah, the team that we have is really in Centro Stile, but all Lamborghini is a very small family. The design guys are, for me, the strongest on the planet. So first of all, also I take the occasion, thank you to all of you. So to create the Countach was for us a challenge. Of course, we had already some ideas floating before, because of course was clear there was the year 2021 is arriving and we wanted to celebrate properly the Countach. But we had the official go from the company, like I said, a year ago, and was just before the lockdown of the COVID. So basically we were all at home. So the meetings in the morning with my boss, Maurizio Reggiani, the CTO of Lamborghini, we had 8 o'clock in the morning, for example, the first coffee speaking about it. Then I had the design meetings online, you know, where I took my screen and they were showing me the data, the mathematics. I took my, you know, famous tapes, put them on the screen. Sometimes I went crazy because you wanted to explain a line, put this line lower, but then, of course, the other side of the computer doesn't know which line you mean, so I took a tape, took a photo, SMS'd it through, and so we were did a little sketch, no? So like this we were communicating between Sant'Agata, the south of Italy, one designer was in Korea, I was in Germany, so everybody was, you know, where he was at this day when we decided to lock down, no?
Without boundaries, without limits to create something
But it was kind of a MacGyver period, no? So you needed to find
something to go on. And
so when, for example, this model that you see here, it is a model that was from the development period. And I said, guys, I need the data. So with my supplier or the supplier that we have to do the models, we have created this little model. So on my balcony where I was taping on this model, also requesting changes and so on. So it was really a very super cool process, I have to say. Not easy every minute, but it was fun. And in the end of the day, the result is something really perfect.
And a very short period to create just a full car that is going on production.
That's the magic, and this is what it has to be at Lamborghini. We are able to create such a car in less than 1 year.
Yeah, it's a very short period.
Yes.
And Countach is a popular meat for people. It's not only Lamborghini, it's also a Countach. So, for example, in my childhood, I bought my first toy of Lamborghini Countach as a transformer in 1984. Okay, from a Japanese brand, and was my favorite toy because it was not only a Lamborghini car, it was also a robot. Which was your first contact with a Countach?
Yeah, this is for me, when I speak with the journalists or other designers that have my age, they always say, I used to have this poster of a Countach on my bedroom wall. So I have a different, let's say, a different way of growing up because I was born in East Germany. Okay. So in East Germany, there was for sure, I don't know if there was even one Countach in East Germany. For sure not, yeah. So basically, the designs of Marcello Gandini, the first car that I remember, I was maybe, I don't know, 6, 7 years old playing with the football. We went to the Baltic Sea and there was this Citroën BX parked. Oh, okay. Very spaceshipy car among all these Trabants and Wartburgs and Ladas. And I remember me looking at this car thinking, wow, this looks quite spacey, you know? So, I mean, whatever that means in East Germany, the term spacey, yeah? But it was kind of significant. No, I think I was before at Porsche and I was already a fan of Lamborghini, but I was always looking into the future of cars because, I wanted to become a car designer myself and I wanted to learn everything to be creative. So my real Countach moments are here in Lamborghini. Basically, the Countach is for me a car that is having the impact on Lamborghini in terms of design DNA. So the design DNA of Lamborghini is for me are two ingredients, like a good pasta. No, there's always good, So it's first of all it's about the silhouette, the Countach line, the silhouette. Here I have maybe here I tell you one funny story, maybe you heard it before, but I have a son, now he's 7, yeah? But when he was 2 years old, he could not even overlook this table here, and on Sunday I was sketching, and I just started a sketch of a Lamborghini, just doing the center line, and he came still really young, he said, Papa, Lamborghini. Okay. And that made me think, because just the silhouette.
Yeah. The style.
Yes, and this is for me my key moment where I thought, yeah, our silhouette is so significant and outstanding, and there are not many other brands that have such an impactful silhouette. And the second funny story happened because my Countach moments are at home because I have all the small models and I have all the toys. Also, we have at home those Japanese Terminator models where you have this Countach and then in the end looks like a Terminator. What I wanted to say is I bought a model 1:18 scale and I needed to fly. So I put it in my hand luggage and at the airport it was scanned. So it was going through. I should have taken a photo because it was looking cool in my backpack. And the guy was saying, stop, is this your backpack? And then he wanted me to open. And then the other guy said, no, let him, it's a Lamborghini, it's clear. So he has seen also here, in terms of, just the silhouette, he understood this is a Lamborghini. So this is what is the strength of us. So we have this unique design DNA, all born with the LP500. And, We are keeping this design DNA very open because, you know, I do believe that we need to create something unexpected. So we want to create this pasta recipe as a silhouette, and you know, when you see the car in front view, always this strong inclination, the strong angle of the side windows. So even when you see our cars arriving in front view, you see from a mile away what is arriving. And but with this DNA, we are able to create cars like a Terzo Millennio. We are able to create a Vision Gran Turismo. We are able to create the Sian or the Urus or whatever Lamborghini of the future. And that is giving us a tremendous freedom in terms of design.
And we can say less is more, like in our architectural building, because you can maintain the same pure lines in the new Countach as in the very first by Marcello Landini. I think it's the most recognizable in the evolution of the Countach. So after 50 years, we have the heritage that is flowing inside this model.
The question is interesting. For me, important is that, first of all, we have to see that a Lamborghini is a Lamborghini. For me, the second is, you know, I'm comparing this with music. If you have an artist that is out there, like Depeche Mode or Madonna, or at the time Michael Jackson, so they did their style, but they always invented, they always changed, you know, there was always something new. And this is, I'm very convinced that you need to do something like this. So for Lamborghini, it's important. We cannot only shock the world, we need to create a Lamborghini, one that is more puristic and another one more crazy. So, you know, for me, this momentum has to be. So all the time, something unexpected. So this is for me my number one when we are creating a car. So first of all, if it is of today, then you know it has to be something where one car is really different to the other car within the range of Lamborghini, or we create the Countach. And then for me, it's important that the new Countach is continuing the fil rouge of the Countach, because the car was born in a very puristic way. Even Bauhaus people would say, this is a cool car. Yeah, maybe today cars with the wings are maybe not following the Bauhaus form follows function. Yeah, and in the end of the day, the spirit of the first Countach, we have. I mean, on this, I'm very happy. We could keep it for the new one, you know, because the new one is really clearly taking inspiration from all the Countaches of the past. You know, the grille with the Countach writing, the shark gill air intakes of the LP500, but then also the wheel arches, the hexagonal wheel arches that we took. For me, it was important that to create something that you can sketch with two lines, and then also the surfacing is a bit more human. So you can, you know, you want to wash the car almost. When you look at the car in rear view, you see this kind of Star Wars spaceship rear end that is so significant for the Countach. I mean, on the result, I'm very happy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful car, and I know for sure that all the people are going crazy about that. And the very last question of our interview is 50 years are between the two models. What you can do in the 70s and you cannot do in the contemporary, and which is the upgrade for the 2021 Countach?
It's also a very nice question. I see it like this. When the Countach was born, it was a period when the car industry was not yet ready to work with aerodynamic. So there was an assumption of the designers what could be aerodynamic, but it was before. So also when you remember motorsport at the time. Yeah. Today, our new Countach is a car that can reach a top speed of 355. It is having a hybrid powertrain, 12-cylinder with more than 814 horsepower. And you know, I'm really happy that we could keep this purism of the first one, reaching the performance of a hypercar of today. You know, it's within the list of the, you know, in terms of top speed, like a Veneno, or, you know, or the SVJ. So, but you know, but at the end of the day, we could reach all the requirements that we have internally at Lamborghini to create such a car. We could keep it with, you know, the integrated but movable rear wing, and we have, you know, it was such a tremendous work to integrate the aerodynamic in this puristic car. This was my personal challenge, and we did it. Because you can imagine,
Sure.
every
we can see it,
every
in the
millimeter,
model,
yes.
in the full scale car, and the production will be so exciting. So thank you so much to open us from Autostyle Design Competition 2021 your door for the Countach culture, Countach experience, and I'm sure that everyone wants to know more about this one, and then you can just follow all the videos and all the messages that are speaking about the new Countach. Thank you so much.
Grazie
Mitja.
Alessio, and thank you Berman Autostyle, and un grande grazie a Roberto Attioli. Senza di te questo non c'è. Okay, thank you so much,
Sure.
and thank you to all my team and everybody at Lamborghini.
Thank you.